Williams Electronics is currently developing an arcade-based 4-player video basketball game, one which employs lifelike digitized graphics. Our two most recent arcade successes, Terminator 2 and Super High Impact Football, also use this technology. Terminator 2, a 1- or 2-player game, was released last October and has been one of the best-selling video games of the 90s. From the beginning, our goal with Terminator was to create a game that allowed players to truly experience the film. As a result, during the game's year-long development process, we worked closely with the production company as well as with the film's principal actors. Digitized graphics technology enabled us to precisely recreate scenes from the movie, like the Future War, Cyberdyne Labs, the truck chase, the shootout at the steel mill, and the dramatic conclusion. In addition, we've developed software that enables us to include live-action windows, which use footage right out of the movie. Super High Impact is another example of a game that required us to put primary emphasis on fidelity to the subject. Our goal was to create the most realistic football game ever. Real professional football players were used as models, and their actions digitized to produce the most lifelike representation of the game possible. After the coin toss and kickoff, players are furnished with 2 pages of authentic plays from which to choose, and full control over players throwing, receiving, and running the ball. Every element of the game was recreated: kickoffs, extra points, fumbles, and interceptions. And off the field of play, just as much attention was paid to creating that feeling of being at a professional football game. Our new basketball game is being designed to give video game players the ultimate round ball experience. Although we're only a quarter of the way to completion, we've already built in new technologies that will take this game giant steps past anything done before. Everyone who has seen this work in progress agrees we have a hit on our hands. First, basketball players are videotaped in a studio performing hundreds of moves. Then, artists digitize this footage into individual frames, which are stored and played back in sequence, or animated, to create a video basketball player capable of performing on command. Artists are also creating every other element of the basketball experience, including the court, the crowd, and all associated reflections. Programmers then place all these moving images in the game and control their actions to make it as realistic and responsive as possible. For example, notice how the camera pans back and forth, providing a broadcast television look. Coupled with these visuals will be a real play-by-play announcer calling the action. New scaling hardware, never before used, will give this game an added degree of realism. As players on the court move into the distance, they will scale down proportionately, just as they would if you were watching the game on TV. The game will incorporate many different points of view. During slam dunks, three-point shots, and free throws, it will cut to a series of other camera angles, bringing players closer to the action. This same scaling software will allow us to create another first. On breakaways, the point of view will be from the eyes of the ball handler himself. Similar to a helmet cam, you will in effect see through the eyes of the player as he runs the length of the court, eluding defenders on the way to the basket. We also plan on having instant replay and coaches' critiques, which will appear in pop-up windows. If granted an NBA license, we would elevate this game beyond any computer sports simulation ever done. Allowing players to choose their favorite team and see and hear the names of recognizable players would be fantastic. The 6-foot-high NBA logo on the side of the cabinet would undoubtedly attract much attention and generate even more excitement. Thank you for viewing this work in progress and for considering our request.